Okay, so now we've got somebody who does the proper job of an academic. You might think academics' job is to teach in universities. That's part of it. But actually what their job is to speak out when something's going wrong, and they've got the expert knowledge to tell you how. And here's a man who's been telling Sheffield City Council they've been getting it wrong from actually before the Amy even got started. So give a big hand, please, to Professor Ian Rotherham.
Thank you. Absolutely blown away by the turnout. It is wonderful to see so many people here again. I'm sure when we started the campaign, City Council and Amy thought it would be a storm in a teacup, that they could bluster the way through, we'd all go away. But we are still here, and we'll be here as long as it takes. The campaign has actually become much more than about Sheffield street trees. It's hugely important, it's a massive motivator for all of us, that's why we're here. But I get contacts and messages from around the UK, I get messages from all over the world. I speak to people at conferences across the world, and the first thing they say when they say Sheffield, oh, the street trees. It's become an international environmental campaign, a landmark. There are huge pressures for the environment, not just street trees, all sorts of threats to ancient woodlands, to the green belt. We have a national government that believes that environmental protection is unnecessary red tape. We look to our local leaders for support, and this is what we get. Terribly depressing. It's, words fail you. So why the street trees? Well, the street trees, particularly in the urban area, are the glue that holds everything else together. They form the connections, they form the links between the other areas of the environment. They connect people to place, they connect people to their local environment. Hugely, hugely important. I'm just going to go through a very few quick points, serious points. The first one is that this is an avoidable crisis. There was no need for this to happen, and every tree that is unnecessarily lost is irreplaceable, and it's an individual tragedy for that tree and the community whose tree it is. They created an environmental, social and economic disaster. Other cities around the country are watching Sheffield to see what happens. It's a torrid tale. The removal of any semblance of environmental democracy and accountability. And worse still, there's a smoke screen of misinformation. I'll not go through the details, but there's loads and loads of misinformation out there, and people speaking as if they have authority and they just get the basic facts wrong. And when arguments have failed, activities are backed up by bully boy tactics of intimidation and false accusations. Totally, totally unacceptable. I'm just going to finish with a thought that ignorance is bliss. And in Sheffield, ignorance reigns supreme. I was told recently by one of the street tree campaigners of a conversation with a senior city councillor who said along the lines of, why are you people so concerned about trees? And she said, well, amongst other things, they generate the oxygen that we breathe. And his reply was, where on earth did he hear that sort of rubbish? So anyway, folks, thank you for coming. Keep up the good work. Ignorance is bliss. Thank you.